He does the initial hairline, then he doubles over it, then he goes over it again, then he goes to the back of my head, then he comes back to the hairline. So at this point, as he's cutting me, I'm giving him a look of concern. Men only want one thing and it's sickening: a crisp hairline. That's it. Literally, you can take everything that keeps a man happy off the planet, and as long as he can get an edge up, he will still be the happiest man in the world. Take away the Jordans, the designer clothes, the Gucci belts, I don't care. If I can have a crisper doodle hairline after all of that, boy, call me Pharrell, cause I'm happy. But the problem is, a good hairline is not easy to obtain when your barber is, how can I put this? Horrible. Like, I don't think barbers know exactly how much power they have over your life. They are either the reason you are getting played or getting played for 2 weeks. Like, if a barber wanted to, while you're getting cut, he really could just, oops, my bad, and have your whole shit smirking. Hey, Eli, your shit smirking at me, bro. Your barber would have to be the devil himself for him to do something that sinister, though. Or so I thought. Senior pictures were coming around, and I still had yet to take mine, seeing how I'm black, and, well, black people aren't exactly the most proactive people, so I still had to get my pictures taken. But one problem: I haven't had a haircut in 3 weeks. See, my real barber was out of town, so I had to go to my old childhood barber as a last resort. So I get to the barber shop, and literally everyone in there is new except the guy that cuts my hair. So I didn't go in there planning to risk my hairline with any of the barbers except my old childhood one. So I walk up and ask him how many people does he have left to cut before he can get to me, and he says there's one other guy ahead of me. So I'm like, okay, and I go take a seat. Now here's where the natural born barbershop rules come into play. Rule number 1 of the barbershop: do not make eye contact with any barber except for your own, especially if they have an empty chair. Rule number 2, do not go to the empty chair. Rule number 3, do not go to the empty chair. Rule number 4, what did I say about the empty chair? Oh, okay, so you just gonna ignore all the rules? Okay, just plan your funeral. So as I'm sitting there, I happen to look up and see the barber with the empty chair staring at me like I'm a gazelle and he's a lion that hasn't eaten in 3 days. He's like, you need a cut? So just as I'm about to say, nah, I'm good, thanks though, for some reason my mouth forms the words, yes. So I get in the chair and he asks me, hey yo, what you want? So I tell him, just drop the sides, cut a little off the top, I want to keep the waves. So he's like, alright, and he starts to cut. It's all going well until he gets to my hairline. He does the initial hairline, then he doubles over it, then he goes over it again, then he goes to the back of my head, then he comes back to the hairline. So at this point, as he's cutting me, I'm giving him a look of concern, and then he pauses and gives me the barber's look of calculation, which is short for, I might have just fucked you up. But he moves on to the finishing touches of the cut before I can say anything. He even pulled out the razor blade to get my hairline extra crisp, yo. So he finishes the cut and hands me the mirror. Hey yo, when I tell you I was screaming on the inside, my hairline was smirking like Vegeta. Instantly depressed. He was like, yo, is it good? Is it good? Yeah, as good as a kick from the worst kicker in the NFL. This shit stinks. And I gotta keep a memento of this so when my children see how their father looked in high school, they gotta see this decimated excuse of a hairline. I shouldn't have even paid him, let alone left a tip. Bro even had the nerve to give me his car for future reference. I hate it here. So I proceeded to take my senior pictures with an obliterated hairline, feeling like my life had just ended. I had so much to live for. Why? Like, I just owned my defeat. I sent a picture of my hairline straight to the group chat so the boys could get all their jokes out before I went back to school, cause I swear if I went to school the next day and heard a joke, I was gonna, hey yo, Eli look like Malcolm X. Look at his hairline. Hey bro, who did that shit, bro? That nigga need to be fired, bro. That nigga could not have went to barber school.